Hey guys, this is David, and this is episode 7 of Reading Seth. Today we're going to be going over 3 of Seth's blog posts from July of 2002. Now, again, for those of you that are kind of new to the channel, what we actually do is we actually read through some posts from Seth's blog. We're starting in the year of 2002, and we're kind of moving forward on a month-by-month basis. There'll be largely the information from the blog post, as well as some different comments that I'll either intersperse during the particular blog post or possibly doing parts of the wrap-up at the end. Today's post has actually got 3 different blog posts on this video. 2 of them from July 11th. The first one is the end of spam. The second one is the opposite of remarkable. And the third one is from July 29th, Are You a Criminal? Okay, guys, as I said, the first of our posts that we're going to read today is called The End of Spam, and it's from July 11th of 2002. For years, I've been predicting, fairly optimistically it turns out, that there was a technology solution to spam, and when it got bad enough, we'd find it. It turns out that we need more than just a passive filtering system, though. We need to change the whole idea of email. Email in its classic form is a public and open inbox, available to all at no charge. That's busted. The idea of charging for email is a simple and workable solution, but most players don't have the guts to take the first step. The new idea, though, is probably going to work. Close the open inbox. Only let people with permission, don't you love that term? I do, into the box. If someone wants to write to you and they don't have permission, the program hits them with an auto reply that tells them how to get permission. Spammers, of course, won't be able to get permission, and thus they disappear. Hey guys, the idea of permission-based email was a great idea then, and with the fact that we're in the midst of an election season again here in 2018, I would love to have a permission-based email system and even a mailing system that comes to my house. Permission-based. That way I wouldn't get the load number of flyers and everything else that we get based on the fact that it's just another election season. Well, back to the post. You never see the program haggling with the stranger. You just see the request for permission. You save hours a day. There are plenty of new products coming out that use this method. Most of them are buggy and still not quite ready. But as they work out some of the business models, I wouldn't be surprised to see it work. I hope it does. Next up, guys, also from July 11th, is the opposite of remarkable. Now, I will definitely have some comments at the end of this video, specifically about this blog post. It is not long at all. It probably doesn't take me but 45 seconds to a minute to actually read, but this thing is loaded and packed with just absolute value in what we can actually do for our business or our life in general. And it's talking about, from July 11th, the opposite of remarkable. The opposite of remarkable is very good. Ideas that are remarkable are much more likely to spread than ideas that aren't. Yet so few people make remarkable stuff. Why? I think it's because they think the opposite of remarkable is bad or mediocre or poorly done. Thus, if they make something very good, they confuse it with being virus-worthy. Yet, it is not a discussion about quality at all. Guys, I hope you're following along. I am guilty of that, just like we all are. We all, at times in our life, basically look at things and say, well, it may not be remarkable, but it's not bad. And when you think about it for what Seth is actually sharing with it, the opposite of remarkable is just very good. Because in the end, nobody really cares. Well, we'll jump back in and finish up the opposite of remarkable. If you travel on an airline and they do everything right, you don't tell anyone. That's what's supposed to happen. What makes it remarkable is if it's horrible beyond belief, or if service was so unexpected they were an hour early. They comped my ticket because I was cute. They served flaming crepe Suzette in first class. That you need to share it. Are you making very good stuff? How fast can you stop? Okay, guys, our third and final post that we're going to read today is Are You a Criminal? And it's from July 29th of 2002. Are you a criminal? Jack Valenti wants to make you one. There's a long history, as my readers know, of oligarchies trying to use Congress to legislate against technology. It's easiest to see how pervasive this is by looking at Federal Express, a notable exception to the rule. The fax machine took a huge chunk out of their business, followed by email, but they resisted the urge to get some powerful senator from Tennessee to pass a law stating that faxes should be taxed, regulated, or banned. After all, think of all the American jobs that would be lost to this infernal hardware device. Guys, there's a lot of things that Seth's been saying throughout 2002 about this whole issue of privacy and attempting to legislate the internet and control it, and basically as it relates to copyright laws, which would have been really the push at this time from Hollywood and the big record companies and the big publishing companies and whatnot. He has really been hitting this hard throughout the year. At the end of the day, he's probably going to continue on throughout 2002 kind of talking about this, because this was actually a big topic. But again, I think in this post specifically, he really succinctly hits on the points. And definitely, we're going to go through them in just a few minutes, but it's talking about 3 to 4 points of why it just makes complete nonsense for the government to be trying to control this. Okay, well, back to the post. The movie industry doesn't have the guts FedEx did. The movie industry is charming, swarming, intimidating, and leveraging every member of Congress to get them to criminalize the internet. They have a 3-step argument. Number 1, we need digital broadband to the home to reach both educational nirvana and remain competitive worldwide. Number 2, there will be no digital broadband until Hollywood starts releasing movies in this format. Number 3, Hollywood won't do this because of piracy. Look what happened to the poor schnooks in the record business. In my previous note to on Senator Hollings' ill-thought-out bill on this issue, I pointed out that in our democracy, the point of the law should be to protect all of us, not just a chosen few who happen to have an existing business, one that may or may not coexist with new technologies. Valenti's arguments are nonsense. First, there are plenty of reasons we don't have broadband everywhere, but being able to watch Rocky digitally is not in the top 5. Second, the record business started breaking when the baby boomers hit 30. The introduction of the CD masked the problem, but it certainly wasn't Napster that did them in. According to today's New York Times, Valenti and Company are making headway with a number of bills that are buried deep within them the means to allow Hollywood to criminalize many research and internet activities. As I see it, there are a few perfectly simple concepts at work here. Number 1, it's completely unproven that digital duplication of intellectual property decreases sales. In fact, as I demonstrated in Unleashing the Idea virus, it actually increases sales. Number 2, it's a fallacy that the government should make it a priority to protect companies that use public spectrum or public copyright laws. They exist for the user, not for the corporations. Number 3, criminalizing the internet breaks it. In the long run, connecting people is far more valuable than making Spider-Man 7 possible. Number 4, involving the internet and enforcing those regulations distracts them from their real work and clogs the courts. We need to expose these issues to a large number of voters. Congress will respond if they hear from us. Can you imagine Chuck Schumer or Dick Gephardt standing at a big rally and claiming that they deserve to be reelected because they made it illegal to put a snippet of Star Wars into a PowerPoint presentation, bragging about how they filled the prisons with nerds who had the audacity to run an internet server without Jack's approval? P.S. It's not easy being a media mogul CEO who's willing to try an alternative future. They fired Thomas Middelhoff as CEO of Bertelsmann yesterday. Middelhoff fired. And that's our 3 posts from July of 2002, guys. I hope you enjoyed at least one of them from my perspective, and I definitely want to highlight back to the opposite of remarkable. Again, small post. Probably didn't take him a long time to write it. It definitely did not take me a long time to read it, but there is just mountains of value in there. If you can kind of take that idea of what is the opposite of remarkable, largely just being good or very good. And if we can kind of take that idea and manifest that in our businesses, in our lives, the results would be amazing. I'm definitely taking that one away for myself because realistically, I'm captive just like everybody else is. I'm captive to basically just deciding what's good enough. That's not going to meet it, guys. That is not good. Good enough is just not good enough. You've either got to be really good at it or don't try it. And I think that's the biggest thing. Because in the end, most of us really want success, but it takes a lot of work to get good at it. One of my mentors a long time ago really talked about it. Most people actually look at things as the really skilled people are just that much better than any of us. And he actually made the point. It's not true. They're just one piece better. Realistically, they do one thing better than the rest of us, and to the rest of us, it looks like magic or it looks amazing. But it doesn't have to be that you're just super duper that much better than the others. You just have to be better as the measure goes. Well, listen, guys, I could probably wrap this up today. Again, this was July of 2002 from Reading Seth. If you're really enjoying the channel, I'm enjoying reading them. If you're enjoying the channel, definitely subscribe. It's on your right. As always, there's comments in the bottom, which basically has all the links to anything that came up in this blog post. If there are links, it's included in the bottom, as well as any other materials that I'd actually added, as well as kind of a list of telling what the blog posts really are. But definitely, listen, guys, I appreciate it. This is July of 2002. August of 2002, which is going to be episode 8, is coming up soon. I'm David. This is Reading Seth, and I'll catch you next time.